Hey guys, how are you all doing? It's Katie with Vintage and Vinyl. I'm so glad to be on the stream with you all tonight. Very, very exciting. I hope you guys are all having a great time this evening. And there's been lots of live events going on YouTube. So we've had Sandy Otto at 4:30 having a great sale. I was so glad to be on part of that. And later on tonight, there's a lot of cool things happening. George at the Antique Nomad is having a premiere at 8 p.m. So we can all head over there after this is over and watch that. And then, of course, we also have at 9:30 tonight, Plus One Thrifting, Heather is going to be interviewing Patrick, the trusty huckster mercantile, doing a great deep dive. So that is very, very exciting. Now, I am still learning StreamYard, and for some reason, I cannot see any of you guys' comments. So if you're on the live and you're able to comment, please leave me a comment so I can see if this is working properly. My lighting's a little funky. I've never done a live at 6:30, and the sun is just streaming in the wrong side of the window here, creating a lot of shadows. I've got every light on in my house, and this is still going on. So hopefully you guys can see me. Oh, hi, Tio Fane is here, and Judy is here. Great. So glad to see you all on this live. Lots of good people. So sorry, I just moved the computer there a little bit. So I'm going to pop up a question on the screen, so we'll start out with that. I have been wanting to know what your latest find is, vintage find. So this could be anything from a piece of glass to a vinyl record to maybe even vintage Christmas. I recently found some uranium glass, which was very, very exciting. That's wonderful. And I've also been finding some vintage advertisements. Hi, Kim. Oh, my vintage. So good that you are in the live chat. So what is your latest vintage find? I have been finding vintage advertisements and uranium glass, and I thought I'd show some of the advertisements here. I'm actually going to be doing my first live sale with Patrick, the trusty huckster mercantile, and Dottie Lynn at Triple S Mercantile, and George the Antique Nomad coming up in October. And I'm going to be selling some of these vintage advertisements. These are great for junk journaling, or as you can see, I've got one framed behind me there. They're just really awesome. And this is my latest vintage find. So this is a Christmas advertisement. I mean, is this not cool? This is for Plymouth, and it's a little boy and Santa. And it says, "My daddy's been a good boy too, and he wants a new Plymouth." Isn't that awesome? I love the graphics on these old advertisements. And then on the back, we've got an ad for Norma multicolored pencils. And let's see, Weston exposure meters. And this is a vintage ad from 1949. So these are quite old. They've seen a lot of time just probably sitting in a magazine until somebody cut them out. There's also an ad here for Polaroid land camera. It's a Christmas advertisement. And look at this happy family on Christmas Day. It looks like they got a camera for Christmas, and this little girl got a doll, and they've taken their picture with the new Polaroid land camera. It says, "What a thrill to see Christmas pictures a minute after you snap them." Oh, man. And then it guarantees you can get a free booklet. So that answers all your questions about the picture and a minute photography, tells you how to take better pictures and have more fun doing it with Polaroid Corporation. That's fun. So a lot of these old advertisements, you'll see where you can get like a free booklet, or even the fun ones are those like mechanics, popular mechanics, or other ads where you actually have to write in and send your information to get something free that probably didn't even work all that well. But I think that's fun. And then here's a Christmas advertisement. Hey, Jack's Tracks is here. That is awesome. He's got a great YouTube channel on YouTube, and he talks records. And actually, I hope to be having him on soon. We're thinking next Wednesday, we'll be doing a live. I'll be interviewing him and showcasing some of our favorite records. So Jack's Tracks, thanks so much for showing up. Jack has a great channel. And so we've got Jack here, and Judy is here, and Kim is here. Thank you, Kim, so much. That's going to be really fun. Kim also has a great YouTube channel, and she just posted her first video featuring her owl collection, which is really, really exciting. And she participated in the Fall Vignette Challenge, and she put up some of her vintage finds. And man, Kim, those keys that you found for your challenge were so awesome. Let's see, Tia Fane is here. Thank you so much. Lots of great people in the chat. Oh, and Tina from A Vision and Vintage Co. She's got a great channel too. Very unique style. She finds the most interesting things. So you really got to go check out Tina at A Vintage and Vision Co. And Thomas, I have seen you before on other vinyl community chats. It's so great to see you in the live chat this evening. So thank you, Thomas, for coming. So I'm asking everyone what their latest vintage find is. Mine has been these vintage advertisements, and we were going through them. I have found so many cool ones. This is an advertisement for Elgin watches for Christmas. And look at this lady with the watches here. Isn't this cool? This is from 1949. And look at the holly and berry there. Isn't that so cool? This says that it's Elgin Time to the Stars. And a Lord and Lady Elgins are priced from only $67 to $5,000. Wow, that would have been a lot for 1949. Holy moly. That's the Elgin Deluxe model you could get for $5,000 back then. That's fun. But I love the images on these old ads. And then on the back, there's an ad for Metropolitan Life Company, and it's for safer autumn driving. Look at that. That's fun. Let's see who else we have in the chat here. Melody Harris is in the chat. Hi, Melody. So great to see you tonight. Let's see. I'm losing the comments here, but I just saw Nesting Haven. Hi, Nesting Haven. So great that you were able to pop by. Nesting Haven just hosted a great collaboration with Aaron at the Collection Vintage. It's called the Halloween Thrifted Finds collaboration, and I participated in that. And the playlist is on Nesting Haven's channel, Nicole at Nesting Haven, and you can go watch everybody's videos. And I really encourage you to do so because they're a lot of fun, lots of great Halloween collaborations with people showing vintage Halloween items and fun things that they found. Really, really cool. So that is wonderful. I am so enjoying going through the playlist. I'm about halfway through the playlist right now. So I'm making my way through each video, but I'm excited to continue to see what else people found. And Adam from Record Crate is here. Hi, Adam. I'm glad that you joined us tonight. Adam has a great channel on YouTube, and he does coffee and vinyl every morning and cocktails and vinyl. And then he, of course, has a record store, so he shares all kinds of fun things. Really recommend you go check Adam at Record Crate out. Let's see. Jack's Tracks has a question. Let's see. So where do you find most of your vintage collectibles? So Jack, yes, you'd be in the vinyl community, and you probably aren't looking so much at some of these vintage items, but I go to antique stores and find things. eBay is a great place to find vintage items. And then the thrift stores, you'd be amazed what people take to the thrift stores and donate. I have just been learning about some of the Halloween items people have been finding through this Halloween collaboration I participated in, and some of the paper die cuts people have been finding for 25 cents. That's insane. I can't believe it. So exciting. Kiwi's Collectibles is here. Hi, Kiwi. Now, I know Kiwi is your dog, I think, so you'll have to remind me of your name again. I'm learning everybody's, and I'm sorry, I've forgotten your name. Let's see. Abby is here. Oh, yes. Hello, Abby. That is okay. I know everyone needs to get their items out. Post office is going to be raising their rates soon. Have you guys heard about that? That's crazy. I can't believe that. And let's see, Jamie from Mid-Century Wasted is here. Jamie had a great video that she uploaded for the Halloween collab, and she has a fantastic YouTube channel. So we definitely want to go check her channel out if you haven't, and subscribe. Let's see. Pam is here. Pam, thank you. That is your name. Kiwi's Collectibles is Pam. I'm so glad to know that. That is wonderful. Let's see what Teofane is saying. My coolest recent find was a vintage men's traveling case, complete with the original toiletry accessories. The case is in excellent condition, complete with the original owner's monogram. Wow, that is so cool. I have never found anything like that. I believe Kelly at Mossstone Story was just showing on one of her lives that she found a doctor's case, a really old doctor's kit leather case, which is so cool. That's really, really amazing. Let's see what Tina was saying. Have you ever found any of the many vintage bubblegum records? No, I haven't, but there's so many records that I want to find to kind of create a timeline of record history. And one of them that I'm about to go pick up tomorrow, actually, from our local antique store is a Edison diamond disc. These are records that are 80 RPMs. They spin at 80 RPMs, and they are 1/4 of an inch thick. They're only from 1912 or so. They were only around a short time. I think it's 1912 to 1923. And I'm really excited to be getting one of those because that will kind of complete my record history. And I can show you on YouTube. I'll have to do a whole video on the Edison diamond disc. I'm also excited to find some of those early records that you would have actually gone to a vending machine. You could go to a machine, put in some money, and then you could record your own voice, and then it would come with a little sleeve where you could then send that out to your friends and family all over the world, which is really cool. And they spin at 78 RPMs. They're little cardboard discs, and they're hard to find. So I'm very excited to be keeping my eyes out for that. Let's see what Abby's saying. She said the recent find was a Ouija board from the 1940s. Really debated about keeping it. Well, it sold for $325, so I'd say that you did really well, Abby. That is a fantastic find, although I don't know that I would want something like that in my house. I'd probably be ready to get it out. Let's see what else. That's exciting. I started carrying a little black light with me everywhere. Yes, I have been carrying my black light when I go out. Of course, with the pandemic, I haven't been out much, and if I have, it's just drive up, pick up. But the black light is so fun. I'm like a kid in a candy store shining my light on everything that's potentially uranium, watching it glow. Let's see, is Empty? I see that Empty Nesting might be here. Hi, Empty Nesting, if you are here. Thank you so much for joining. And I missed Kim's comment, but obviously she found some uranium, I think. I don't see that here. Oh, yes. My latest find was a uranium glass candlestick holder. I was very excited to find my first piece of uranium that glows. Yes, when you find that first piece of uranium, it is so cool to watch it light up. It's very, very exciting. And I love my black light. So let me get into the friend mail part of this video. We've been talking a lot about our vintage finds. And speaking of that, I got some really sweet friend mail from several people that I was very excited to share with you all here on YouTube. So Vintage Vinny sent me some friend mail. And then I've also received friend mail from Laura Bemos at Bemos Mercantile and from Jeannie at Norma Jean Plus One. So they sent me some great friend mail, and I'm so excited to share it with you here today. Now, I did go ahead and open the boxes just to save time, and that way we don't see any addresses. So I've kind of unwrapped everything, but I can assure you that each person did a phenomenal job packing everything. And I'm always impressed with how well you guys wrap up everything and make them extra special for me. So thanks for sending this friend mail. The first friend mail comes from Jeannie at Norma Jean Plus One. And she sent me these wonderful Starburst silverware pieces. Now, if you don't know, I love Starburst silverware, and Abby at Cozy Curated Cottage actually had sent me some in the twin star pattern by Oneida, but these are fun. And I really love these. Now, this is a meat fork, and you can see the starburst design there in the handle. And then it comes with a unique piece. They definitely match. I kind of think this is a pie server because of the shape of this right here, but it could be just a regular serving piece, but you've got your meat fork and then what I would call a pie server. But these are going to come in so handy when I'm able to have dinner parties again. Look at the starburst on that. Aren't these fantastic? And then she sent a serving spoon, which this is fun, and it has starbursts on it down at the bottom. I just love these. I don't collect a particular pattern. I just love the starburst design, and I think they're so fun. So I really, really love this friend mail. So thank you so much, Jeannie, for thinking of me and sending these little special treasures along. If you don't follow Jeannie at Norma Jean Plus One, you need to. She's got a fantastic channel. And her daughter, Heather, has also started her own channel, Plus One Thrifting. And they will be having an event tonight at 9:30 p.m. where they will be interviewing, Heather will be interviewing Patrick, the trusty huckster mercantile, doing a great interview there. So you don't want to miss that at 9:30. And let's see what Empty Nesting is saying here. Oh, just got a blacklight flashlight, and it's great fun. It is. So for all of you record people that are in the chat that don't know about uranium glass, there actually is glass that will glow under a blacklight. It's Vaseline or uranium glass. It can be yellow in color or green, or it can even be like the custardy white custard glass, and it all glows a lot of times with a black light, and it's really fun to put it under a black light and watch it illuminate. Let's see what else Empty Nesting is saying. Oh yes, incredible about the Ouija board. Yeah, that was a great find if it sold for that much. You'd be surprised what's in antique stores and vintage stores or even the thrift store. If you can get it for a good deal, what it will sell for. It's kind of amazing when you look that stuff up online. When I started looking up Edison diamond discs, because I wanted to have one for the deep dive, people online were selling them for $125 a record. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's crazy. And then I talked to a guy at my local antique store who I've become friends with. And he said, oh yeah, I've got a bunch of them in my storage set. I'll be glad to sell them to you for $6. And I said, sold. I'll be glad to pick one up at that price. That's so reasonable. So the next friend mail comes from Laura Bemos. And she's got a great Instagram page, Bemos Mercantile, and she does resin work. So she pours resin and makes dominoes and all kinds of fun things. And she knew that I'd enjoy these little advertising pieces because, as you all know, I am a sucker for vintage advertising. And these pieces are so great. So the first thing she sent me was this Cavalier boot cream. Look at the graphics on this. Is that not so fun? And it actually has the boot cream inside. And on the back, it has this neat diamond-shaped design giving you all the directions for the boot cream. So I love the little, I'm not sure what you'd call him, like a crusader type guy on the front. And then it has the boot cream. And I think this is navy in color. So this is a really, really neat little advertising piece. I just can't pass these up. The graphics on them are so much fun. And then she also sent me an old prescription bottle. Now, I don't know exactly how old this is. This is for Walgreens, but it does have the screw top lid, which does make it slightly newer, but it's not new because look at the label on that. But this is fun. This is for Mrs. Phelps, whoever Mrs. Phelps was. She was getting Malachowski. Oh, wait a minute. That's the doctor. Whoops. Dr. Malachowski prescribed Mrs. Phillips 90191 one every morning. It doesn't say what it is. It just has the prescription number or the medicine number on it. And it says it's 5156 W Chicago Avenue, H. Marshall, RPA. So it doesn't have a zip code on here. And you can see that it's actually giving you the full address. So this has to be before 1963 when zip codes were enacted. So this is before that. But this is a cool bottle. Thank you, Laura Bemos, for sending it to me. Oh, look here, Vinny's here. Yay, Vinny, just in time. I'm going through the friend mail and I haven't gotten to yours yet. So yay, I'm glad you got home to catch this. And Carrie, KCATX is here. Hi, Carrie, so glad that you're in the chat. I promise I won't be showing any squirrels. Carrie does not like squirrels, just like Misty and I don't like clowns and all of that. So scary. But anyway, this is a great little prescription bottle from Laura. And then she also sent this incredible cigar tin. Now, I love smoking advertisements. I do not smoke, but I think that it is so fun to collect these old tobacco tins because the graphics on them are spectacular. And so she sent me this between the axe little cigars, and these are probably small cigars that you would smoke when you don't have time for a large one, but look at the graphics on that, and that red color is so cool. It holds 10 little cigars, and it is a company out of Richmond, Virginia. And then what's kind of neat is instead of opening it from the bottom, you have to open it by pressing this top. You see it says press here, and then you open it, and you've got this cool graphic on the inside. So it has a man, and it says, puff lightly. You need not to inhale to enjoy them. Big cigar pleasure when time is short. So this is a great cigar tin. So Laura, thank you so much for sending these little goodies over. They're really, really amazing. So Laura sent these great 3 advertising pieces and this really cool medicine bottle. Now, Vinny sent me some friend mail, and Vinny knows me very well, like everybody else that sent me something special. Vinny knows that I like the show Friends, and I really do. I am so in love with that show. There's something about it that's really, really wonderful. I love the characters, and the neat thing about Friends is you kind of relate to somebody in the show, but you also know people in the show that are like that. There's always someone that's a Joey or a Monica or a Chandler. You know, they're just so relatable to life, and it's quite a funny show. It's very funny, and I can watch it, 8, 9, 10 times and never get bored with it. I've probably seen the whole every episode from start to finish probably 10 or 12 times, if not more, because I have it on DVD, and then I also watch it on Nick at Night. So I'm just a huge Friends fan. So Vinny sent me a really cool coffee mug from the 90s when Friends came out. This is 1990, 94 when Friends came out on NBC, and this is the coffee mug that came out at that time. And it says good coffee, good friends, and it has the Empire State Building and the Chrysler Building and all kinds of cool things from the New York skyline, and then of course Friends. And this is so awesome. I love this coffee mug. Vinny, I will be drinking coffee out of it very, very soon. And I cannot believe you got it for 99 cents. That's incredible. I've never found anything for that price. So this is fantastic, Vinny. Thank you so much. I've never seen something like this. I have seen a lot of modern Friends items, but never anything from when the show came out. And then he sent me something else that's really cool. And this is Cooking with Friends. So this is going to be a fun book to enjoy, because in the show Friends, we all know that Monica's a chef, and then of course Joey loves to eat food. So we have, he loves his pizza and his sandwiches and all kinds of things, and there's just a lot of episodes that feature food. So this is going to be fun. Let's see what's in here. Cooking with Friends. So you've got Monica here in the book. They feature her, and then it says that, oh yes, they've got artichoke dip, Indian sweet potato chips with curry, pepper jack crackers. Oh, this is fun. They have ugly guy naked nacho chips. I love that. So, their neighbor and Friends, for any of you who have not watched the show Friends, the neighbor across from Monica's apartment was always nude, and he would walk around and they'd always catch a glimpse of him. And so he kind of became like this other small background character in the show. So that's kind of fun. What else do they have here? They have mango and black bean salsa. Ooh, that sounds really good. And spiced pecans and whipped fish. Now that's kind of fun because Monica in the show always talks about cooking kind of strange things. They're not strange. It's mainly French food, but her friends don't know what it is. And one of the episodes is she makes a salmon, like a whipped salmon dish, and no one knows what it is. But of course, Joey likes it because he likes food. So this is going to be a really fun book. And I'm going to actually cook some of these recipes and try it. I see there's something here with turkey, which is going to be fun to try. I just missed the page. There it is. Roasted turkey with giblet gravy. Oh, that's going to be great at Thanksgiving. There's a whole bunch of hilarious Thanksgiving episodes from Friends. So, Vinny, thank you so much for thinking of me with this book and with the coffee mug. I will so enjoy this. That was such a sweet friend mail. And if you're not subscribed to Vintage Vinny's channel, you really should be. He has some great vintage hauls and of course lots of great videos on Coca-Cola because we both share that same love. And he just did a video not too recently of his Coca-Cola tray collection, and it is amazing. He's got trays that I want and I have trays that he wants. But thank you so much, Vinny. Let's see, there's some other people here in the chat. Michelle, hello, so good to see you. And Empty Nesting was saying, oh yes, Rachel's trifle. Oh my goodness. In the show Friends, Rachel gets 2 pages of a book stuck together like a magazine where they have, you know, recipes, sort of like a, I don't know, Food Network type magazine. And in the pages, when they get stuck together, one side is like an English trifle dessert and the other side is a meat pie. And she ends up, because she can't cook, combining the two together, and the group ends up trying to eat this nasty dessert because it's not really a dessert. It's got peas and meat and onions in it. It's such a great episode. You have to go watch it if you haven't seen Friends. Lori and Adeline is here from Vintage Roots Collection. Wonderful. And Sandy Otto is here. Trisha from Sandy Otto. She just had a great live sale. So if you missed it, go back and check it out. And every Wednesday at 4:30 she'll be on with her live sale, so we want to go support her and check her channel out and go subscribe to everybody in the chat. And speaking of that, I realized that I should be making some moderators here. I don't know how many of you all are moderators, but let me make some moderators in the chat here. We really want to be careful to avoid anybody that we don't want troll wise. So let me make some moderators here so that we've got that. So let me know, guys, what is your, oop, I'm sorry, I lost the other banner. Well, let me know what item it is in the vintage world or record world that you're excited to find. So let me know what you're looking for. What would be like your holy grail item? For me, it would be an aluminum Christmas tree. I would just die if I found one of those. It would be so fun to have one of those in my house at Christmas time. I would love that. So I'm making some moderators to answer that question. I see that Nate is here. Nate, thank you so much for coming. Hi, Nate. Yes, I think the chat's been having some issues. I just saw that Vinny said the chat's frozen. That is very weird. I've been having issues lately with my chat in the live sale. So if you guys are having issues, I think that YouTube's been having issues lately. I'm so sorry that people have been having chat issues. Laura Melendez is here from Vintage Thrifted Treasures. So good to have Laura. She's our strawberry lover, and she's got a great channel. So go check out her YouTube channel. Oh, Record Crate. Adam is asking me what color aluminum tree. I actually want a silver one if possible. That is something that I really think would be cool. And I don't mind if it has the pom-poms on it or if it's just a standard tree. I'm just on the hunt to find that. And I want to put all my shiny brights on that when I get it. Laura's saying she can't find them here. Yeah, they're really hard to find. I have seen them on eBay going for $400, and that is just insane. Let's see what else. Is anyone else having issues? I think the chat froze. Yeah, it's frozen is what people are saying. I don't know what's going on. Now, if there's not enough people commenting, it will just sort of stay in limbo there. But if you comment and it's not working, then the chat definitely is frozen. So I don't know what's going on with it. But yes, yesterday I was having a horrible time on Stephanie's sale, Stephanie at Thrifting Adventures. She was having a sale, and there were several people that kept winning items, and I couldn't see them at all in the chat. It's like they were gone, and everybody else said they could. So I don't know what's been going on. Lots of issues. Nate says he's having issues with the chat. Nate, I am so sorry. Laura is saying that the ceramic tree with colored lights. Yes, ceramic trees are very collectible too, and they're really fun. I don't have one yet, but I think that and the aluminum Christmas tree would be a great addition to my Christmas collection. Let's see. Lorianne Adeline is saying that she bought an aluminum tree from Misty last year. Yes, last year I remember she had a bunch of them in her store, and she was going to possibly sell one of them. And I don't think I was one of the first people to email her, but that's fantastic. Let's see what Jamie's saying. The chat is not working. Well, Jamie, I am so sorry, but I saw your comment, and I do see a few coming in here, so maybe it is working now. I hope it is. I'm so sorry. Kim, oh, geez. I don't know what is going on with the YouTube lately, but at least we're not having pixelation issues and freezing and buffering and all of that. So that's a good thing. Vinny's saying that he'd have to think about his unicorn pieces. Yeah, for me, it would be the aluminum Christmas tree or a Coca-Cola tray. There's still several from the early teens that I'd like to see. Kim saying it's working kind of. Yeah, I see a bunch of Record Crate. Adam from Record Crate is trying to share something and it's not working. So I'm so sorry. Let's see. Ceramic trees are still being made. That's unique because I'm sure a lot of them are out on the market and people are marking them as vintage, and maybe some of them aren't. I don't know how you tell the difference on that. Let's see what else is happening in the chat. Hi, Jen. So glad you could join us. Chat problems really messes up a live sale. Yes, it does. I am so sorry. Let's see what Laura Hand is saying. I found a 1960s plastic 6-foot tree made by a company that just makes aluminum trees. Wow, that's interesting. I didn't even know they had plastic trees from that time. Very cool. One thing that I learned about aluminum trees, which makes sense, but for some reason I had never thought about it, is you can't put lights on the aluminum tree because it will cause a fire. So you can only do ornaments, but they do have these really neat discs that rotate, that light up and have different colors. And it's like a color wheel, and you can have it down below your tree and it spins colors onto your aluminum tree, which is really, really neat. So that is all the friend mail that I have. And I'm sorry you guys are having issues with the chat, but I thought that I would show some more vintage advertisements. So I was showing some of the Christmas ones I have. And I will be selling these eventually in the live sale that I'm doing with Patrick. But I thought I'd show some ones from 1949 with cars, because some of these are just so cool. So we have a Studebaker car here. This is from 1949. And if you have not been catching me on Mondays on my YouTube channel, I have been reading a book called Katie and Her Camera, a 1950s romance novel. And they feature Studebakers a lot. That's the car of choice in that book. So I think it's fun to have a Studebaker advertisement. So it's the new 1949 Studebaker. And it says a new vogue in interiors by Studebaker stylists. And looks at the interior there. Isn't that pretty? They really had a lot more room in the back seats of some of these vintage cars, it appears. I mean, maybe not all of them were big, but that seems like it has a lot of more wider seat than we do nowadays. Maybe that's just my imagination. But I love that interior and the yellow car. And then look at this ad for Plymouth. This is an ad for new Plymouth. And it says, the car that likes to be compared, the new Plymouth. Plymouth builds great cars. And then you have this convertible Plymouth driving on the beach. So isn't that fun? How cool. And then this car really got me excited because it was amazing to see how many people you could fit inside of a station wagon type car. So this is a Plymouth, but look at the people in the car. If you count, there is two people in the way back, two people in the middle seats, then three people in front, and then one person hanging out. So that was a lot of people in this car. I thought that was very interesting, and they're going to some sort of a stadium or game. It says Plymouth. It goes to the stadium for 8 people. That is a lot. But that is a very cool advertisement from 1949. And then we also have an ad for Hamilton watches on the back. Look at the flowers and the guy in the tuxedo. Isn't that a cool graphic? Great for junk journaling or displaying on your wall. This would have been, for this particular watch here, you could get a 14 karat white gold with flower case for $71.50. Then if you wanted to get an exquisite snake bracelet, snake bracelet? I don't know that I'd like that. Is it a bracelet shaped like a snake? I don't know. But anyway, it's 14 karat gold and it's $200. So that's a very, very cool advertisement. And more car ads. There's quite a few for Plymouth. Here's one for tires that I thought were kind of cool. This is the torture test, proves safety of amazing tube development. So you've got an ad for tires here, and then you can send in something. It says, mail this coupon before you have another flat. Free, new book, punctures, and not one flat. So that's kind of cool. A lot of these ads you could mail in stuff and get things. And then on the back, there's an ad for Tennessee, where the days seem all too short, and National Geographic Cumulative Index for the magazine. And then there's all kinds of other advertisements. Here's another one for General Tires, the new General Super Squeegee Maximum Rubber Tires. I mean, the images on these are just so cool. They certainly don't make advertisements at all like they used to. And I think they are so fun. Let's see if the chat's back. Nate, let's see what Teofane says. Nate, I see your comment. Okay, good. Maybe the chat's working. Hi, Jeannie from Vintage Collectibles. I'm sorry, you were Vintage Collectibles. Now you're Norma Jean Plus One. Man, all these name changes. I am doing my best to keep up, you guys, but I'm so glad that Norma Jean is here. She sent me these great silverware vintage that I showed earlier. And Jeannie, thank you so much. I love them. They are fabulous. They are wonderful. And I will be using this meat fork at Thanksgiving for my turkey and all other times of the year. Let's see what Tina's saying. She said she didn't find any vintage Halloween. Oh, no. Well, vintage Halloween is very, very hard to find. So it's not readily available here at all. I had to go online to find some things. Let's see. Bemos is here. Laura Bemos, yay, yes, I can see you. The chat has been acting up, but it seems like it's working maybe now. So I'm so glad you were here. Laura sent me these fantastic little goodies, which I shared. This great boot cream, Cavalier boot cream, and this really cool medicine bottle, Walgreens medicine bottle. And I love the cigar tin here, the little cigar. So cool. So Laura, thank you so much. And Laura will be having a live sale with Patrick, the trusty huckster mercantile, this Thursday, as well as I think Fatbird Finds, and is there another guest? There's so many things happening. I'm trying to keep it all straight, but Laura will be on this Thursday at 8 p.m. doing her first live sale with Patrick, the trusty huckster mercantile, at 8 p.m. on his channel, so that will be exciting. I'm in Florida, empty nesting. Great weather today, actually. Believe it or not, it was in the 60s. I can't believe that. We have never had weather like that recently at all. It's been like 80, very, very hot. Let's see what Vinny's saying. He could make a book with all of the vintage ads, get some sheet protectors and a binder, and make a booklet. Oh, Vinny, yes, that would be a great idea for a coffee table if you put all these ads together. It would be really, really fun. I have a book with sheet protectors that I keep all of my Coca-Cola ads in, but I'm now collecting some of these other advertisements, so it'd be really fun to put those in a paper ephemera book. Let's see, Jamie's saying it's 100 billion degrees in California. Yes, I can imagine. I hope you guys are okay out there with all the fires and everything going on. The people in California have been in my prayers, but I can imagine how hot and awful it is there. The humidity here has been really, really bad. The dry heat's not so bad. It's that humidity that just kills you. Oh, is the chat acting up again? Man, I just can't believe that. So disappointing when YouTube doesn't want to work or StreamYard has issues, but I'm glad at least you can hear and see me. Let's see, Vintage Cat and Paws is saying, hello, Katie and friends, fun to catch you live. And Vintage Cat and Paws, I saw your video yesterday with the collaboration for the Halloween that Nicole at Nesting Haven and Aaron at the Collection Vintage hosted. And you did such a great job. I love all the things you found. Those little skeletons, not skeletons, but pumpkins were so adorable. So thanks for sharing that. So guys, please go check out Vintage Cat and Paws channel. She's got a great YouTube channel. Let's look at some more advertisements here. We've got a lot of fun ones. I think these are so cool. This is an ad for trains. So there's a lot of travel advertisements. And this one is for Union Pacific Railroad. I was actually thinking that Jeffrey's husband might like these because he's into trains. But these are so fun. Look at the woman there and the colors of this. I mean, so awesome. It says, for a full measure of travel pleasure, ride Union specific. Wow. Union Pacific. Jeez, I'm having such a hard time saying that. Union Pacific Streamliners. There we go. Daily between Chicago and Los Angeles, Portland, San Francisco, and Denver. So this is a great ad, and all of these came out of the same National Geographic 1949, and the back says, to the person who is dear and is tired of straining to hear. Oh boy, you could get a free booklet. Let's see what this advertisement says. It says, do you miss the precious things you should hear? Music, voices of loved ones, or all the sounds that make up life. Sounds which have been lost, even low-voice conversation, churches, sermons, and business conferences with many voices taking part are brought back with Bellatone. No button and ear. It's a tiny unit device that you wear. No more heavy, clumsy, separate battery packs. No dangling and no battery wires. The Bellatone reproduces faithfully the sounds you want to hear. The music and laughter and voices of those you love without discomfort or inconvenience. Learn how to hear better with this free book. So you could write in and get this free book on hearing. That's really interesting. And then there's a Rover's sample, make your own metal garden makers. Okay, so it's like a label maker, I guess, for your garden. That's interesting. It's a hole punching device. It's new and self-patented. And man, these are very little here, but here's the device for your garden. And then what else do you have? The home lift, the quality residence elevator. Stop climbing stairs. So I guess that's the equivalent of one of those senior lifts. And then be a world traveler with Viewmaster. So here's an ad for Viewmasters. Who remembers those? Those were always really fun to put in the little slide and click through and see the different pictures. So here it says you can view 3-dimension full-color scenic pictures. Take armchair trips to the Swiss Alps, to the home of Shakespeare, to St. Peter's Cathedral and Vatican City, or hundreds of other historic overseas attractions with the Viewmaster full-color 3-dimension pictures. That's a very cool advertisement. I just love these. Oh, empty nesting. I hope you have a great time at work. I know it's work, so it's probably not going to be all that exciting, but I hope it goes well for you. And I will see you later. So thanks for coming by, empty nesting. What else is here? Another Union Pacific Railroad advertisement in these fun colors. And then this one's kind of neat. It shows the dining cars on the inside, so you can see people sleeping. And this is for Electromotive, a division of General Motors. And look at this guy in his striped pajamas. Is he not fun? So these are all from 1949, the same National Geographic magazine. And then here's an ad for United Airlines. Look at that airplane graphic. So it's got San Francisco, Southern California, Miami, Hawaii, Philadelphia, Washington, D.C., New York, all these great places that you could go visit with United Airlines. Let's see, Sandy Otto is saying she loves the Viewmaster. Sandy and Otto, that's Trisha. That is a really cool ad. That's so fun. What else is here? There's some other cool train advertisements. This one's for Pennsylvania Railroad. And I know that Misty just got some Pennsylvania Railroad cups and saucers, and that railroad restaurant ware can be very collectible. But here's an ad for Pennsylvania Railroad with some really cool train graphics. There's so many here. This is an ad for Canadian National. So you can go visit Canada and look at the maple leaf there. And it says that one of Canadians' 10 most popular vacations. Choose one of 10 most popular Canadian vacations. And then you could get on this like tour guide thing with the National Canadian Railroad Company. But isn't that cool? I love all these old graphics. Here's an ad. I really liked this one. This is for New York Central. And look at the women there with their hats. And I think it's a dining car. Yes, dining car. And people, there's a man with his newspaper. But all of these advertisements are so, so cool. Vintage Cat and Paws is saying, now I can hardly tell if someone is wearing a hearing aid. Yes, back then I can imagine it being very clunky, and they even talked about having the extra battery pack. So, I mean, back then I'm sure hearing aids were a big deal to wear because they were cumbersome, but now they really have come a long way. Let's see what else is here. This is an ad for Sinclair Oil Corporation, and you've got these great graphics here of this airplane and the airplane hangar. And it says, alas, don't fly. So far, lubrication, we look to the leaders. Why doesn't it say don't fly if it's an ad for oil? I'm not really sure. It says another reason why Sinclair is a great name in oil. So this is a very cool advertisement. Lots of fun ads here. Here's one for Greyhound, which is still around today. This is, we have a system that saves our car, our time, and our money. We can take the family car or we can take the Greyhound, and it kind of maps out a family vacation. Let's see, the chat might be working again. I see Dee from Thrill of the Thrift is here. Hi, Dee. I'm so glad you could join. And Nate, I think the chat's working because I'm getting a few messages coming in here. Let's see, Norma Jean Plus One says, I like your hat. Yes, this is the suede one that belonged to my grandfather, who we call Papa. And my dad actually has been recently going through a bunch of family slides. And I was so thrilled to get this picture that Dad found on one of the slides. This is my Papa, the one who's this hat belonged to. And this is him with his record collection. I would say 1950s based on the furniture and what he's wearing. But this is him with his records. And I got it all printed. And it's now in a frame above my record player. So this is extra special to me. But this is the one that had this hat, this suede hat. And then I also have other hats from my great-grandfather. This picture that's behind me here, you can kind of see there's Oh, where is it? Right there on the lockers. Well, you guys gonna have trouble. There we go. That's him with another one of the hats that I wear all the time. But I love these hats. They're just so fun and so special. Dee saying hello to Nate. So yes, Nate, I think the chat is working. I really do. So we've looked at some fun vintage advertisements, some friend mail, and just to wrap things up, because I want to make sure you guys have enough time to get over to George's premiere. George is having a premiere tonight at 8 p.m. on YouTube. And we also have a great interview that Plus One Thrifting is doing. Heather, that's Jeannie's daughter, Norma Jean Plus One. She will be having a great interview at 9:30 tonight with Patrick, the trusty Huckster Mercantile. So we want to check out those events. And if there's any other events happening, please put it in the chat so we all know what's going on. That is really exciting. But since we've looked at some of these cool advertisements, I thought it would be fun to look at some records. And I will be showing these more up close in a future video. But since I just did the record deep dive with Patrick, I was kind of excited to share these with you. I have a Flexi disc, and I don't know how many of you remember these or have seen these before, but this is a record, believe it or not. They're also called sound sheets. And this is a National Geographic Flexi disc. This would have come out of the 1969 National Geographic magazine. You could tear these out and play these on your record player, and they're Flexi. They're really, really neat. And this is for sounds of the space age, from Sputnik to lunar landing. And it's National Geographic. This is a really cool piece of history. I've gotten a chance to listen to this all the way through, and I really like the history on here. But it is fun to actually own a Flexi disc. Now, it's interesting. Flexi discs kind of have a unique history because most of us think of them being from around 1950 through the 90s, but actually European inventors used them in 1905, not exactly this shape or material Flexi disc, but they actually invented something called the talking postcard, and you could actually record a message onto some vinyl and put it on a postcard and mail it anywhere you wanted in the world. And they actually took patents out on the talking postcard in 1905. And then the Russians actually used some of these Flexi discs or sound sheets. They used these because they weren't always allowed to get every type of music available, specifically in the 70s when you have a lot of rock and roll bands. So they would use X-ray, like leftover X-ray scraps, and make records with bootleg music from the US so that they could transport it back and forth without having any issues. You also see postcards with music in it as well from those areas in the world where music really was banned. A lot of music was banned, and they could then play it on their turntables. So these little Flexi sound sheets are really, really cool. You also saw some Flexi type discs come out on cereal boxes. Now these are more cardboard records, but this is a Wheaties cereal box record from the 1950s. It says music goes around and around. This spins at 78 RPMs. But this is a very fun little record to have. I love this little Wheaties disc, and it's cardboard, so it doesn't sound that great. This has some issues. The little vinyl, the layer of vinyl is coming up, so it does kind of skip a little bit, but it's fun to have. And then I also have an advertising record. I don't know if Melody from the Melody's Mini Miscellaneous is still here, but she had one of these in her collection, and I picked it up after I saw it because I just couldn't pass it up. It's so cool. This is Music to Shave By. This is a record that would have come with a Remington automatic shaver. There's the shaver there. Look at the graphics on this. It's so cool. But this spins round at 33 RPM. And it came with your shaver, and you can see here that they would have tore it out of like a booklet that would have come with it. And then you start it here, and you can play all this music while you're shaving. So this has Bing Crosby, Louis Armstrong, Rosemary Clooney, the Hi-Lo's. I love the Hi-Lo's. They're a great group. But this is a fun little record to have. little novelty. You can consider it a flexi disc or an advertising record. It definitely, flexes like a flexi disc, but it's just a fun little record to have. And I really, really love these advertising pieces and these unique type of records. It's fun to collect all those kinds of things. Let's see what's in the chat before I go. Jeannie's saying she can't wait to embarrass Patrick. Not really, just kidding. That's going to be fun tonight, Jeannie. I'm looking forward to tuning in and seeing Heather interview Patrick. I'm really excited about that. That's at 9:30 tonight. And then Dee from Thrill to Thrift is saying she remembers the flexi discs. Yes, they've been around since the 50s all the way through the 90s, and you can still get them today, so that's very fun. And Jamie is saying she's going to be premiering videos every Sunday, flipping through pages of a 1968 Sears catalog. I'll be in the chat so we can look through it together. Jamie, that is going to be so much fun. I can't wait to be a part of that. So guys, go check out Jamie and Mid-Century Wasted and look for her Sunday videos. That's going to be wonderful. I love all those old catalogs. It's just fun, a neat time capsule of history. Let's see. Dee saying that she loves the display on my wall. Thank you so much. I love these Coca-Cola trays. They're really, really awesome. They're a fun collection. And Melody finally said, oh yes, shaving record, because she has this one too in her collection, and they're really, really fun. Let's see, Jen Bootsy saying that she has an old record with George Gobel talking about an air conditioner. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. I love those old records. And Laura Melinda says she was, kids were bombarding her. Laura, yeah, I don't have any kids other than my dog and my 2 guinea pigs here, but I can imagine how hard that is sometimes. Let's see. Dee saying the chat isn't working. The chat has been having trouble. I'm so sorry, guys, but I hope you guys have been able to enjoy this live. Nonetheless, let's see. Jen saying she wants one of those catalogs. Yes, I love those old catalogs. And Vintage Vinny has actually found some recently. And he showed a little snippet of them on his YouTube page. But I love those old catalogs, and I think it would be fun to go through them. I saw a video once of somebody getting one of those old vintage catalogs, and then they were looking for phone numbers in the catalogs, and they were actually calling the numbers and inquiring about the product. And what was funny was most of the time they were some sort of modern number nowadays. They belonged to somebody else, and they were saying, well, no, we don't have this bed sheet with lace ruffles. I mean, we've never sold anything like that. And the lady gets all confused. It's really funny. So those videos are fun. Let's see. No more in the chat. I think the chat's been having issues, but I'm glad you guys enjoyed this live. Let's see. Vinny's saying, yes, he found the Montgomery Ward catalogs, the Christmas ones from 59 and 63. Those are so cool, Vinny. I am just thrilled you found those. I'm going to be on the lookout for some catalogs like this. Obviously, I shared some of these ads that were cut out in the magazines, which are still fun, but I would love to find a catalog. So I think I'm going to wrap it up, guys, because I don't want you guys to not be able to get over to George's premiere. His premiere is at 8 p.m. tonight on YouTube on his page. And then I believe 9:30 p.m. there's going to be a great interview with Patrick, the Trusty Huckster Mercantile. That is with Heather from Plus One Thrifting. And then there's also going to be, I don't know if Thrift U is having their sale tonight or not, but Thrift U has a great sale. So there's lots of things happening. Without the calendar, I'm a little bit lost on what's going on in the community. I try to keep up with everybody's events, but it's not always possible. Let's just read a couple of more chat items before I head out. Let's see. She's saying that she has 9 and under. Oh boy, that's a lot of fun, Laura, but a lot of work. So let's see what else is here. The chat's moving by fast now that it started working again. Jamie's saying that the Sears one is a Christmas catalog too, and it's pretty hilarious. Yeah, some of those old advertisements are fascinating. I just did a video on my channel featuring the advertisements, and one of them said that you could get a car with an extra large windshield so that you could view more safely out of the window, which I thought was such a funny thing. Like, they weren't talking about seat belts or airbags, but the size of a windshield in a car was what was big back in the 1950s. Okay, guys. Well, I think that is going to do it for me tonight. Thank you, everybody who sent me friend mail. Laura Bemos, thank you so much for your treasures. And Jeannie and Norma Jean Plus One and Vintage Vinny, you guys know me so well. You packaged everything up really beautifully, and I enjoyed sharing them here on YouTube, and I will treasure these forever. So thank you all so much, and I will catch you all this week on YouTube with some great content. Patrick is having his Vintage Firsts collaboration video that will be out on my channel this Thursday. And then I will also be doing some great record content for you on Friday. And then please go watch the playlist that came out with the Halloween collaboration with Nicole at Nesting Haven and Aaron the Collection Vintage. Lots of great content, and everybody had something unique to share, so that will be fun. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will hang out with you all again soon, and I will see you on George in just a little bit. Bye-bye now.